Over the years, I've noticed that my own life has quietly begun to follow the same kind of rhythm our ancestors once knew, a rhythm shaped by the land. When my husband and I purchased our home 11 years ago, one of the things that drew us in was the yard, or maybe the possibility of a yard. At the time, it really was just a wide field of tired, dry grass. But I saw something in it, a space waiting to be tended, waiting to become a place of peace. So we began, little by little, season by season, digging, planting, learning. We added flower beds, young trees, and winding paths. Some years, we put in stone walkways, and then others endured the heavy work of tending the soil. Over the years, it was about spreading mulch, pulling weeds, trimming back what had grown wild. It's become a rhythm we've come to love, how spring invites new life and new plans, how summer hums with tending and growth, and how autumn gently calls us to cut back, to clear away, to prepare for rest. By the time the air turns cold, we close up the house, tuck the garden in beneath its winter blanket, and rest just as the land rests. To us, it feels natural and right. And then every spring, when the world begins again, so do we. Good evening. This is Melody, and you're listening to Soft Talk with Ivory Road. As the air cools and the days shorten, something begins to shift, not just in the weather, but in us. The light softens, the pace slows, and for many of us, without realizing it, our thoughts become a little more reflective. It's a natural rhythm, ancient and familiar, even if we don't always notice it. The ancient Hebrews lived by this rhythm in a very real way. Their entire calendar was tied to the land, to planting and harvest, to rain and rest, to the sacred turning of the seasons. Every feast, every holy day, followed the heartbeat of the earth. Passover came with the first green shoots of barley. Pentecost arrived when the wheat was ready. And when the year turned toward autumn, they gathered again for reflection and renewal. It was the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement, and the Feast of Tabernacles. These were more than holidays. They were a sacred reset, a time to pause, to remember, to realign with God. The Feast of Trumpets called them to wake up. The Feast of Atonement called them to lay their burdens down. And the Feast of Tabernacles invited them to live simply, to dwell in gratitude under open skies. Every year, as the land rested, so did their hearts. We might think that rhythm belongs only to another time, to an ancient people in a faraway place. But I think it still speaks to us, even now, because when autumn comes and the air grows cool, something deep within us remembers. We feel that gentle pull to slow down, to reset, to reflect, to begin again. Maybe that's not just nostalgia or mood. Maybe it's a holy instinct, a quiet reminder built into creation itself, that every year the world pauses and we're invited to pause with it. So if you find yourself staying in more, lighting a candle, reaching for a book, or simply sitting in silence at the end of the day, that's not laziness. That's listening. It's your soul finding its own rest. We live in a world that celebrates constant motion, but the Creator built the seasons to teach us something else, the beauty of slowing down, of letting go, of remembering who we are and whose we are. So maybe this season, as the pace softens and the world grows still, you'll let yourself grow still too. Let your spirit breathe. Let your thoughts wander toward thankfulness. Let your heart find its way home again. Because the rhythm of rest isn't ancient, it's eternal, and it still calls to us every time the wind changes. Soft Talk by Ivory Road. Breathe deep. The light is still becoming.